Your inner child, within the context of health anxiety, are the bodily symptoms that you experience alongside the thoughts that make you believe that they are physically dangerous. Your inner child is like a 2-year-old, very emotional, and always justifies why your bodily symptoms must be seen as threats rather than normal reactions to your environment. Your inner child is the unconscious part of you, the part that wants to keep things as they are rather than see anything change. The adult mind is your desires, your goals, and your beliefs around believing that your anxiety symptoms are in fact safe. But the inner child, on the other hand, believes that everything on the outside is in fact a threat, and therefore these anxiety symptoms tend to play out each and every day for you. Our goal is to progressively become more aware of when the inner child shows up, so that the adult mind or conscious mind can guide that inner child towards a new and safe perception. So when the inner child shows up as an anxiety symptom, I want you to go, "Oh, it's the inner child," instead of, "Oh, I'm in danger." When the mental chatter won't stop, I want you to go, "Oh, it's the inner child," instead of, "Oh, there's an idea that I have to follow." No. We don't have to follow any ideas. Helping that inner child feel like this world is a safe place and not a scary place. The more clear you are in terms of how a new perception can in fact come into your life, the easier it's going to be to eliminate your fears. A defense mechanism in terms of health anxiety can be physical, for example, a bodily sensation arising to get you to leave an environment you're unfamiliar with. A defense mechanism can be mental, a thought or an idea that justifies why something is as threatening as it feels. Or it can be emotional, like panic, to possibly remind you of a past experience when you panicked during similar circumstances. Defense mechanisms keep us fearing our symptoms and seeing the doom and gloom within life. The defense mechanisms keep us overthinking, which leads us to believing that we should never trust the voice of our hearts, meaning our intuition. Come into contact and recognize these defense mechanisms coming from the inner child. As you go through the day, you may get the idea that a physical sensation will lead you to some kind of physical illness, which only seeks to keep you living in fear. Recognize them and write them down, because we will progressively believe in what they are saying less and less, and begin believing in our good health. Go ahead and draw a pyramid for me. Within the pyramid, I want you to create 3 separate sections. At the bottom, write down initial sensitizing events. In the middle of the pyramid, write down subsequent events. At the top, write down symptoms. As you can see, with health anxiety, if we continue to focus on our bodily and mental symptoms and look to heal those, we are only working at an effect level and not the cause. But if we spend that same focus and energy working from the bottom up, everything on top of the initial sensitizing events begins to crumble. Here, we are working at the cause. So today, I want you to take an inventory of 2 relationships from your past that are still broken to you, and 2 experiences that led you towards such beliefs around fear that perpetuate your health anxiety. I'm talking about Googling symptoms. Now, I want you to understand why we do this first of all, and then we're going to focus on our task for this day. With health anxiety, we turn to Google for answers to our bodily symptoms. But the answers rarely ever take into consideration the emotional and mental aspects of your suffering. That is why we must focus on the feeling we get when we Google our symptoms. What kind of feelings around security does Googling give you? Because I realized that when I stopped completely in terms of looking for healing on the outside and focus more so on healing from the inside, I realized that I already have many of the answers. But with health anxiety, many times we don't trust that we can in fact have the answer to something. No, we have to ask somebody else. We have to go on Google. We have to go to a forum or a group. Intuitively, you already know that you are healthy. Only Google success stories of other past health anxiety sufferers. If you only find one success story, great, it doesn't matter. Where focus goes, energy flows. So as we heal, we must focus on possibility rather than be brought back to fear and delusional thinking around symptoms and life in general. The only focus is to surround yourself with these success stories rather than delusional thinking. This is not a disease. This is not an illness. This is emotional baggage that is manifesting as anxiety symptoms that you are misinterpreting as being a threat. And soon we will see beyond these instincts. This cycle presupposes that if a health anxiety sufferer stands guard at the doorway of their body throughout each and every moment of their life and reacts instinctively and fearfully to anything that may seem abnormal to them in their body, they stay in the safe zone. The safe zone is to be able to maintain this run of survival that they have going on, due to the formula that safety lies within worry and safety lies within what's been familiar. Standing guard means to tense up the body. This is something the health anxiety sufferer doesn't recognize though, because they are solely concerned about the impulsive reaction to what they view as an abnormal feeling in the body. By standing guard though, we tense up the body and the internal organs, causing an even greater amount of misinterpretations to any external stimuli that shows up. Standing guard keeps the anxious identity intact, in fact, strengthening it by the day. Feel yourself embracing uncertainty and letting go of attaching to catastrophic thought. You are in power. An idea arises, I practice letting go to that idea. If the worst is going to happen, I'll deal with it if it happens. To get comfortable with uncertainty, to make uncertainty your friend. What did it feel like to embrace the uncertainty rather than fight for certainty? Consistency plus familiarity plus certainty equals safety. Anything that you've done consistently, anything that seems familiar to you, like an environment or an idea, any kind of certainty that you get from doing something equals safety. Safety to the inner child subconscious mind. So of course, whatever is safe is what the inner child or subconscious mind wants to continue doing. It doesn't know the difference between what's good for you and bad for you. All it knows is this formula. This safety formula consists of what you do most consistently, which is fear, and believe in inevitable dying because of an inevitable disease of some sort. Familiarity, which you've grown familiar towards this state of fear, apprehension, hesitation, and prevention. Certainty, because you are afraid to let go fully out of fear of losing what you already have. A sense of being able to at least be functional in society. This formula leads the inner child or subconscious mind to think that this is safety and what is best for you. We're going to step out of this formula. We're going to dabble with the freedom formula instead of the safety formula today. And the freedom formula is about new experiences plus vulnerability plus uncertainty equals growth. This is how we are moving beyond health anxiety. We are embracing what we feared at one point in our lives. Get to know the safety formula and how it's been playing out in your life for quite some time. And then get to know the freedom formula and allow yourself to begin stepping in to these new experiences, vulnerability, and a feeling of uncertainty, because that will lead to your greatest growth. And today, I want to go over the water balloon effect. Yes, the water balloon effect. This effect ruined my life for years. And this effect is an over-focus on our bodily symptoms in the hopes that when we heal one symptom, our entire emotional state may change. As we learned in day 3 of this week, though, if we continue to focus and spend energy on our symptoms, our systems will only find new symptoms to keep us fearfully busy with. Is squeezing the water balloon in one part and then seeing the water show up in another. This is no different than a health anxiety sufferer who's going about their days not trusting in a long-term healing strategy and not trusting and believing in themselves. What's below the symptoms? To see your symptoms as messages. That's right, messages. Signs of protection and unconditional love from the inner child, rather than looking to escape them or fight back. Every time a symptom arises, or if you're experiencing those lingering kinds of symptoms, I want you to make a connection, an association to those and say, oh, this is a message. The mindset that it must all be done now. We must heal now, or else nothing will change for us. This kind of immediacy towards healing health anxiety will force us to look for quick fixes, which will force us towards further disappointment and inevitably more anxiety. As much as this more patient and gradual mindset goes against your instincts and the desires of your highly emotional inner child, we must guide that highly emotional inner child. Take a deeper look at whether you are rushing your recovery or gradually learning and applying as you go. Am I rushing my healing? And if I am I adding more anxiety to my health anxiety, or am I in it for the long run? One simple change in a phrase has the potential to redirect the subconscious mind away from the old childish and fearful beliefs and towards the beliefs of your adult, more conscious mind. For example, if you use the word never, as in I'll never heal, replace it with I will gradually heal. If you use the word manage all the time, manage, as in how do I manage my anxiety symptoms, which ultimately is sending the message to your subconscious that you still want to keep your bodily symptoms around, you can replace the word with heal. How do I heal my anxiety symptoms for good? So again, write down 3 common words that you use that you intuitively feel are keeping you back from true healing. And I want you to replace those 3 words with 3 new words that make you feel like you're moving forward towards healing. Remember, we're not here to cope. We're not here to manage. We're not here to babysit your anxiety symptoms for the rest of your life. This isn't going to last very long, this suffering, this fear. We're moving towards a new identity, a new set of beliefs. I had to find a way not to be in the presence of it. This only kept me suffering because what I ran from only justified my beliefs that this very thing was a threat of some kind. So it grew in strength until I found myself as an agoraphobic, to convince your inner child that what it believes about an environment, a person, an experience, something new, isn't truth. And the truth is that all is safe in the end because all is perception. Let me say that again. All is perception. And when we change your perception towards your anxiety symptoms, towards all of your fears, everything changes. When you find yourself wanting to run from or distract from something you fear, catch yourself. You came to this inner place in your life because your nervous system has been highly trained to see things as being more fearful than they actually are, is very motivated towards keeping you in this stuck feeling out of what it believes is safest for you. We find ourselves looking to become busier and busier and busier in our lives in the hopes that we can distract from feeling too much of our stress hormones and the inner chatter that tends to terrorize us, to once and for all see our suffering as a message, more so than a connection to our future. So the moment you find yourself wanting to busy up today, instead, sit with yourself, walk with yourself, talk with yourself, and get to know yourself at a deeper level. We're moving away from reliance on others, and we're moving towards reliance on ourselves. Because of this newfound connection, a part of us wants to change, while another inner child part wants to keep us suffering because some of our vital human needs are being met. Because of comfort, because people were giving me attention, because I was connecting to people in groups and forums, I was making friends easier than when I didn't have anxiety. So a big part of me wanted to keep it around because of all these occurrences. And trusting that we have all we need to heal health anxiety. I want you right now to write down all the benefits to this new approach to your health anxiety healing. How will things be better because you no longer rely on anyone else to heal but you? But we're not going to rely on anybody online or in our personal life anymore. We open ourselves up to opportunity, and we can progressively leave the small inner world of health anxiety. So today, we focus on overcoming our challenges rather than hoping that they don't show up. Wake up today with the mindset where you would like the tools and preparation for when challenges arise, rather than hope that there are no challenges during this day. What a shift, what inspiration, what self-love. Don't tell yourself today's going to be a great day without any challenges. No. Wake up today and say, I am prepared for any bodily symptoms, any intrusive ideas, any negative feelings. I am prepared to take on these challenges. Give me the strength to take on these challenges rather than, I hope they don't show up. This is the mindset. Be courageous with this attitude. And when the challenge arises, and it will, you will be prepared. There are parts of us that we've been entertaining more than our safe parts, and therefore we have grown sensitized and fearful towards things that aren't. Your anxiety symptoms will dissipate in time, but first, you must make peace with them. You must be compassionate towards them, but not succumb to the mental activity that is connected to them. This takes time. This takes patience. And this takes relentlessness. Don't judge how far you still have to go, but rather focus on how far you've come already in this program and in such a short time. Today, as you go through the day, write down all the lessons your challenging past has taught you, so you can begin to keep the lessons and let the rest go. You can do this through concentrated mental focus or when an epiphany arises out of the blue. Write down as many lessons that come to your mind when it comes to your past. Because when we can let go of the baggage that we're carrying around based on our past experiences and past relationships, we will begin to heal in the present and create a creative future for ourselves. So as you go through this entire day, keep writing. Write. Write down all the lessons that your past difficulties, past experiences, past relationships taught you. So again, you can keep the lessons and let the rest go. I'll see you in week 3. Make sure to watch the video to set you up for week 3 first before going on to the audios. See you then. Great job, warrior. Bye-bye. I need you to get an elastic band. Every time you get the feeling that an idea no longer serves you, a fearful idea connected to your symptoms, or an environment, something that may happen in the future, something that moves you away from love and towards fear, you're going to snap that elastic band. And what we're going to do is we are going to replace that idea with a new idea. After you replace the idea with a new idea, a new thought, you must act. You must engage in some kind of behavior that's different to what you normally do. So if you normally go to your comfort zone, which is your bedroom, or distract yourself with your phone or the TV, instead what you're going to do is possibly go for a walk or speak to somebody you normally don't speak to. Whatever the behavior is that's different to what you normally do. Okay, many health anxiety sufferers think this way. I am in trouble because I'm feeling an anxiety symptom. You must be certain in the new idea. Certainty is key. You must repeat it consistently. And you must have emotion behind the new idea. So again, let's go over what we're going to focus on today and for the rest of the week. You have your elastic band. You're going to snap that elastic band every single time you are aware of an idea that no longer serves you. And you're going to replace that idea with the new idea. Today, the idea is my inner child needs guidance every time you get the idea of, oh my God, I'm in trouble. Been heavily engaged in delusional thinking around thinking that you may have a physical symptom or an illness. We want to make sure that we see beyond those ideas. We act beyond those ideas and we become somebody new until it becomes an unconscious act, until your inner peace becomes as automatic as your anxiety once was. You can act in any way you want. Do something different than what you normally do that says, hey, inner child, we're headed in a new direction. The idea of, my symptoms are physically harmful. We're going to change it to, my symptoms are looking to protect and remind me of past experiences. So please, do not fear this new direction, but rather be open to it. Embrace these new ideas. As you're going through these cognitive shifts this week, there may be some hesitancy. There may be some doubts. Remember, These doubts come from your inner child, looking to prevent you from changing. The inner child doesn't know the difference between what's good and bad for you. All it wants to do is maintain your survival, keep you safe, and keep you thinking and doing the same things you've always done, away from fear and towards self-love. That healing comes easy to you. Healing is too difficult. Healing is too hard. We're going to replace that idea with healing comes easy to me and I am worthy. Healing comes easy to me and I am worthy. No longer am I going to be running from my fears. No longer am I going to entertain these fearful ideas. Because, warrior, that's been the biggest problem. You've been entertaining these negative and fearful ideas for so long that you started to believe them. Oh my God, I've suffered for too long. It's too difficult to heal now. No. Yesterday, you opened up the door to possibility rather than succumbing to repetition. I used to think that I could read people's minds and tell the future. The truth is that neither you or me are very good at these things. I also used to fear uncertainty. If I didn't know the answer to something, I mentally fought for it, which led me to physical depletion, depersonalization, derealization. So when the idea shows up today that anything uncertain is fearful, you're going to replace it with uncertainty is my friend. That's right. Uncertainty is my friend. Uncertainty can be your friend. So be open to new experiences. Be open to things that you don't fully understand yet. And remember, you don't have to have all the answers right now. Usually, they come in time, as long as we are open to them coming in time. A comfort zone can be a way of thinking, something you believe in, a friend that you're close with, an environment, possibly your bedroom, or anything else that gives you a sense of safety. Many times, even though we feel safe with these things and in these environments, it doesn't promote growth. It doesn't move us towards creativity. It doesn't help us to thrive. So here's the idea that we're going to replace today. My comfort zones will protect me. No. We're going to replace that idea with my comfort zones will restrict me long-term from living fully. And then act. Go for that walk. Speak to someone you haven't spoke to in a while. Do something different. Play a board game, take a cold shower. It doesn't matter to me. Anything that says, I'm ready for change, will be very much alive in your unconscious. Everything that you think, everything that you do will be based around the way you view reality, which may be life is a struggle. And we're going to move it towards life is an exciting roller coaster ride. Again, we're moving away from life is a struggle to life is an exciting roller coaster ride, to defy our old ways of thinking because it has brought us nothing more than health anxiety. We say, you know what? Everything's going to be just fine and you're going to believe it. One person's story doesn't mean it has to be your story. You are unique. Your ideas are unique. Your beliefs are unique. You are unique. So please think and act that way. I overthink into I trust and allow. Many times we berate ourselves, we beat ourselves up for overthinking, and all we ever think about is how we're overthinking. You have to trust that if something feels unfamiliar to you, write down what some of the biggest cognitive changes you had to make this week. Which ideas had been lingering for quite some time that you are beginning to overturn. Write down as much as you can, not only about this, but other things that you learned from this week when it comes to your thinking. Old ideas are starting to lose their power. Write down those ideas. Which ideas are starting to be new to you, exciting to you, engaging with you? Write these down. What we're going to do is we're going to create our own mental pictures over what you're thinking and how much entertaining you're doing around an idea. I want you to go through this day, recognizing how you're acting and whether it's serving you or hurting you. And then as the evening approaches, today it's about the positivity effect, heightening the effect of positive feelings and emotions. And today in day 2, you will be taking a mindful shower this evening. That's right. Health anxiety sufferers are known for rushing. Rush, rush, rush. Distracting from their symptoms and avoiding new experiences. So showering is an opportunity to move away from this state of fighting and survival and towards being and heightened awareness. Listening to my words, being mindful during the shower, slowing things down, and coming out of that shower feeling revived, lighter, and more aware than you ever were before. We're going to focus on general negativity clearing. Many times, people have these blocks, these mental, imagery-based, and subconscious blocks. These blocks that prevent them from tapping into the root causes of why they're experiencing health anxiety. So there they are, looking for the root causes and doing certain things that they believe will take all of those negative feelings away. But the truth is that they can't seem to get there. They can't seem to accomplish their goal because in between there are walls, there are blocks. Today, through this general negativity clearing exercise, we are going to remove those blocks that are stuck within the subconscious mind and body through the gray room. The gray room is a general negativity clearing session. Since many times we need to clear these blocks that are preventing us from healing so that we can in fact see things more clearly. This session will do just that. It will clear the blocks that are standing between you and permanent healing of this sensitized health anxiety state. When I gave a certain thought too much attention, what tended to happen was it drove me towards taking an action I didn't want to take. I would find myself in the emergency room. I would find myself looking for reassurance online. I would do all these things that I knew weren't good for me. I no longer see them as setbacks. I just see them as life. And when you can get to a place where you can go, okay, that's just life. Okay, I don't have to be so perfect anymore. Not everything has to be perfect. Not everything has to be aligned perfectly in my life anymore. When you get to this place, you are met with trust. You are met with inner peace. A recent experience that you had, work with it. If you feel like it's heavy and it's weighing you down, that's the one. That's the experience that we're going to use tonight during the setbacks reframing session. We reframe an upcoming challenge that we feel fearful and doubtful towards. This may be a doctor's appointment coming up for you, a reuniting with an old friend, an invitation to a social gathering, an interview, or it can even be something you do regularly, but you never seem to be fully comfortable doing. We go beyond labeling ourselves as a health anxiety sufferer, and we move closer towards creatively creating the identity that we can be proud of, some hesitancy towards. In the future, we are going to reframe it. We are going to tip the scales from threat to challenge, and from challenge to growth. When these scales begin tipping, we start looking back and going, oh my God, did I truly believe that about this scenario, about this experience? Did I really believe that about myself? You start to feel like you can do anything. You start to feel like if a challenge arose within you, that's a good thing. Because hey, this is just one more experience that I may never get to experience again. And I'm gonna make sure that I take the bull by the horns. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna defy my fears. That's our job here, to defy your fears and to teach the inner child that this world is a safe place, not a dangerous place, because that's the truth. When we were kids, we had this amazing ability to imagine anything at any moment. That stick in the background may have been a rocket launcher, and we were Rambo, just for a few moments. Or we would imagine ourselves winning that gold medal and standing on a podium as a proud athlete. As a former health anxiety sufferer, I realized how I used to use my imagination in negative ways that would only lessen my belief towards myself and my ability to step out of fear and into self-love. To begin living in a state of creation rather than living in a pre-programmed and limited way. You're going to realize that there will be some somatic or bodily engagement when you're making pictures bigger and smaller and such and moving them around to live out the childhood that you may have never lived out. Because I believe this was the case for me. I believe, my goodness, now at the age of 40, I'm going, wow, I can truly live out the childhood that I didn't get to live. I can go on that swing. I can scream if I want to. I can roll on the grass. I didn't have to be told, hey, do this, do that, or do it this way, not that way, or you're lazy, you're ugly, this and that. No. But it's time. It's time to move beyond those labels now. And again, I'm proud of you. Reframing childhood traumas takes courage. We are going to show the body that you are no longer in the trauma. Since I'm so proud of you, and you've done such a good job this week, I want you to write down in your journal all the lessons that you learned in terms of your past, present, and future. What kind of clarity, what kind of epiphanies did you run into? What did you learn about your future? Did you realize that it's open, it's creative, and it's all up to you? Write down as much as you can so you can keep all these lessons and let all the things that no longer serve you go. Yes, it's important to look up to influencers and wisdom and such and quotes and such. But what's also important is you allow, or you just be. We're going to focus on calming our nervous systems, which in turn will allow for clarity to arise. Many times when we in fact slow down, we feel like we are being unproductive or we are being lazy in some way. It's about giving back to you, because you're in week 5. We are going to be sitting with the body and all it does. This is such a crucial technique. 1 minute, 3 times today. Again, for 1 minute, 3 times today, morning, afternoon, and evening, you are going to be sitting with the body and all it does. Allows for inner peace to rule over our never-ending inner mental chatter. That's all you have to do to give back to yourself. And many times people are so caught up in the length of something. No. It's about the quality. Today, it's about intentionally slowing down your speed while talking. Slowing down goes against our instinctual ways of living, especially for a health anxiety sufferer. Hence, bringing us the opportunity to see beyond the ideas that keep us stuck with health anxiety. It was only difficult for the first week or 2. After that, when I did slow down my speech, I created so much awareness as to what the other person was talking about and which words I wanted to use that promoted further healing. I created awareness around my environment. I wasn't rushing. And the less we rush, the more aware we can become. and the more we can implement consciously rather than succumb to unconscious, unhelpful habits. So today, as you go through the day, no matter who you're talking to, you will intentionally slow down your speech. It doesn't matter what you're talking about, slow down. And as you do, give yourself credit for doing so. That inner child within us always wants to rush. It wants to run from threatening things, and it wants to move towards commonality, familiarity, and safety. Bless that inner child for wanting to protect us so very much. It loves us so very much. Slowing down your speed while you're eating. That's right. Eating provides us with an opportunity to taste and smell our food, therefore bring about gratitude. You will intentionally slow down, smell your food, taste your food, engage with the people around you, and be totally present in this moment. The moment you find yourself focusing on something you have to do in the future or something that has to get done, you bring yourself right back to slowing down while you're eating. We can be calming the nervous system. We can give back to our bodies while we're actually doing other things. Enjoy and keep reminding yourself of what you need to do for each and every day as you're going through the day. Did you notice that you weren't focusing so much on your symptoms, but rather you allowed yourself to focus on things in the external? With more disinterest comes healing from health anxiety. Today, our goal throughout the entire day is to intentionally slow down your speed while walking and driving. That's right, walking and driving. We can become more aware of our surroundings and less hyper-aware over our health anxiety symptoms. Continue to take notes on any clarity, any learnings, any new understandings towards yourself, your past, your future, your reality. The color of mommy's skin and hair, for example, provided us with safe feelings, whereas the color of the nurses' gowns may have provided us with threatening feelings. Today, we utilize color breathing to move safety through the body and remove tension from the body. And I have found that when I associate a certain color, a safety color, and I begin breathing in that color to certain tense areas and moving it through my body, the fearful colors or the tense colors begin moving out. So today, I want you first and foremost to find your safety color. What color fills you up with so much love and safety more than any other color? And throughout the day, you are going to breathe in that color 50 times minimum towards specific areas in your body, but also moving that color through your whole body. So you're going to breathe in your safety color and breathe out the color of fear. Just keep going until you fall asleep tonight. Color breathing will give you so much relief, will provide lightness, and provide clarity, mental clarity, the kind of mental clarity that will move us towards new beliefs, new ideas, a new us. No more overly critical thoughts or actions, only forgiveness and awareness as you go through the day. During this self-compassion day, there will only be gentleness towards all you've survived, been through, and are going through. Find the gentleness within as you direct it to your inner child and adult mind all day long. I want you to find that self-compassionate part to you. And as you're going through the day, I would love for you to bring up that self-compassionate part every time you're too hard on yourself, every time you beat yourself up, every time you feel like you make a mistake, say something wrong, do something wrong, whatever it is. I want you to give yourself permission to do things wrongly, to be imperfect, because that is healing. Bring gentleness with you all day long. Find that part of you and allow yourself to be imperfect and enjoy your imperfection. The focus can solely turn to our survival all the time, and you never really give yourself the chance to open up to other people and new experiences because you're so overly focused on how you're interpreting a symptom and whether you're going to live to see the next day. I know what it's like. But on day 7, at this point in week 5, I just want to say, well done. Well done for having the courage. Having the courage to move through this program with me, allowing me to hold you by the hand to some extent until I can let you go and you can take on this world on your own. The way you stand and the way you breathe dictates how you think, what you prioritize, and what you give attention to. So if we're always slumped over, we're always going to be focused on lack. We're going to recognize the poster on the side that says, hey, we want our unconscious sides of us to focus on the love, the 2 people kissing in the corner, not the poster. Can our posture, in fact, affect this? Absolutely. Can our breathing affect this? Absolutely. Your physiology dictates your psychology and directs your focus, affects your brain's filter system, allows you to interpret things as so. So today, our focus is to fix your slumped posture during as many moments as you can. It could be while you're going for that walk, while you're driving, while you're sitting at work, while you're at the gym, while you're eating. I want you to go ahead and recognize when you need to fix your posture. If you want, some stores, in fact, have what they call a posture corrector. I want you to go ahead and write down all the things that you learned about yourself in this week. What did you learn? What did you learn about your old fears? What did you learn about your new ideas? Whose ideas may you have taken on? Whose voice was that in your head that was always fearful and afraid? It wasn't your voice. Maybe it was mom's or dad's or brother's or whatever. I want you to go ahead and write down as much as you possibly can. Whatever comes up in terms of what you learned this week, write it down in that journal. Are going to be sitting in a chair, and someone else will be sitting across you in another chair. Step 1 is to sit in a chair while facing another chair. Step 2 is to place an object on the opposing chair that reminds you of the person that you're going to be working with. And every day this week, we are going to be working with someone different. Step 3 is to use your sense of smell to make this engagement real. Smell the person. Step 4 is begin speaking your truth, speaking all the hurtful things this person did, how it made you feel, how it will no longer affect your life, what lessons you learned. Anything that speaks to your heart, say it in an emotionally driven manner. Step 5 is take time in between your verbalizing to listen to the opposing person's perspective, which can bring tremendous clarity and peace. Sometimes we only hear what we ourselves think. But in this case, if we are open to it, we can understand why the other person may have done what they did. Step 6 is keep speaking until you are satisfied and feel a sense of lightness. When it is done, it is done. Do this at some point of the day today. It doesn't matter if it's a morning, afternoon, or evening. Just get it done. So chair coaching is very, very powerful. It is a tool, it is a technique, and today it's about you sitting across your mother. And you know, many times our authority figures do everything that they believe is right for us, but we feel caged. We feel left out many times. We don't feel understood. So this week, it's about speaking out. It's about speaking your truth. It's about saying, hey, person, when you did that, it made me feel this way. And remember that day where you left me here and there? I felt like you didn't care about me. I want you to speak up. I want you to make peace with these people. I want you to build new relationships with them because it's not broken, it's just bent. And today, it's about you chair coaching with your father. That's right, your father. And tears came out, and I was sweating, and I felt very vulnerable. But the truth is that I made it real, which is what I want you to do today and every day this week. Make it real. Really imagine that that person is really sitting across you. Smell that person. Speak up. And in between, take pauses. Take pauses so that you can listen. Listen to what that person has to say, because that can come with a tremendous amount of peace as well. Many times when we have thoughts and ideas, we think that they are ours, even these belief systems, when in fact these thoughts, ideas, and belief systems are coming from somebody else or a combination of people to our best friend. Either from your past or in the present, it doesn't matter. We want to express ourselves and we want to say, hey, you know what? You did that thing and I didn't really appreciate it. It made me feel this way and that way, and I've been carrying it around for this much time until today. Today's the day that I let it go. Today's the day where you are going to hear from me. We are going to be face to face with a teacher. Either a school teacher or a sports teacher or an arts teacher, someone from the past who you felt unsafe with, someone who may have terrorized you, someone who may have pressured you into something, someone that did you wrong. It may not have been their fault. We walk around with the same perceptions we've always had towards people from our past that let us down. And once these perceptions towards those people change, the feelings in our body start to change in the present. Well, how did it go with your teacher? Either way, it doesn't matter if it was a good experience or a bad experience. You're courageous enough now to speak up, which is great. You're coming into your own, finally. You're no longer playing this role that everybody wants you to play, and experiencing health anxiety every single day, misinterpreting these symptoms, carrying around these traumas. You're rebuilding relationships with everyone on the outside, but at the same time. And you know, we all have acquaintances. This is someone you kind of knew or are getting to know now that you hesitate to go deeper with relationship-wise. Today, we're going to speak to this acquaintance openly and directly so that you can smoothen things out with them and find common ground. A couple of ways you can go about this is saying, hey, you know, I want to get to know you more. I want to open up to you. But it's very hard for me because at the moment, so acquaintance, I would love if you could be patient enough with me from day to day so that we can build our relationship. We can be great friends. In fact, friends that feel like family members. This is what I want for us. And so you're giving yourself permission now to step out of a uncomfortable comfort zone and stepping in to your true identity. It's up to you to say, you know what? I have something to add. I am a person of value, and I'm beginning to find that now. Today is about meeting with your old self, your suffering self, the one that was draped with fear, the one that lived in a comfort zone, the one that never looked at new experiences in a curious manner, but rather feared those new experiences, the one that tried to stay in line with the status quo and was never true to him or herself. I want you to place this person in that chair across you. Don't berate them. They're doing the best they could. But instead, let them know that they are free now. They are free to be whoever they want to, and they don't have to succumb to health anxiety, these symptoms, these thoughts, these intrusive ideas. No. This person can begin believing in themselves, believing in new ideas, and no longer has to manage their symptoms, no longer has to babysit this anxiety disorder anymore. Let them know that you're proud of them for surviving and now thriving through health anxiety. So today, it's all about that reconnection with your old self. Verbalize your truth in an emotional manner. As well, in your journal, you have a lot to write, I'm sure. I want you to write down all the lessons that you want to keep from this week. Write. Write down experiences that you had with these people. Write down new perspectives that you're gaining. Write down new interpretations over past experiences. Write down what it feels like to let go and to trust once and for all. Write how much you actually enjoy the change process. Warrior, great job. Enjoy this day. Enjoy journaling, and I'll see you in week 7. Bye-bye. Each morning prior to taking on the day, I want you to use imagery followed by implementing what you imagined later on in the day. Okay, so first and foremost, we are going to imagine a particular situation, followed by, during the day, you are going to expose yourself behaviorally and go through the same experience that you imagined. Now, in day 1, here's what I want you to do. I want you to close your eyes. I want you to relax and take a few deep breaths. I want you to take your time and run the movie. Run the movie in that beautiful imagination of yours, of you being health anxiety free while conversing with another person. What would that look like? Would you have a smile? Would you be using hand gestures? Would you be listening actively to that person? Would you no longer be running, but literally enjoying the conversation? I want you to play out this movie in your imagination. Doesn't matter how long it takes. It could be a minute, it could be 10 minutes, it could be 30 minutes. Doesn't matter to me. And then, throughout this day, I want you to find the opportunity to do this. Engage in a conversation with another person, feeling health anxiety free. Then expose yourself and do the same thing in your physical reality. This is the direction we're going. It's time to become what we are imagining. I want you to imagine being health anxiety free while driving to work or a friend's house. And then I want you to expose yourself and get it done in your physical reality. So while you're driving to work or your friend's house knowing that you're health anxiety free, what would that look like visually? Right? What would that sound like? Would you be singing in the car? What would that feel like? What would it feel like to be totally free? How would your hands be placed on the steering wheel, tightly or loosely? What would you be paying attention to? What would your posture look like? In your imagery exercise, make sure that it is vivid. Take your time and make sure that you're comfortable. You can lay down or sit up, it's up to you, doesn't matter. And then later on in the day, be health anxiety free while driving to work or a friend's house. And warrior, I can't tell you how powerful this is. I can't tell you how proud I am of you. But when I went to the grocery store, I was always rushing. I was going from one aisle to the next, trying to get out as quickly as I possibly could. I was looking around to see if anybody was staring at me. I was paying attention to my anxiety symptoms, and oh my goodness, am I going to have a panic attack? I'm getting dizzier, yada, yada, yada. Is imagining that we are health anxiety free while at the grocery store, followed by exposing yourself to it. That's right. Now you are health anxiety free, and you're moving through the aisles nice and slow, reading the ingredients in the back, saying hi to a familiar face, going into the checkout and recognizing that there's people in front of you, yes, but there's no reason to panic. You are comfortable with yourself. You're recognizing that this is an opportunity to get to know your surroundings better. You are comfortable, you are trusting, and you are loving towards yourself and others. There is no health anxiety today at the grocery store. So first you're going to imagine it in vivid detail, followed by going to the grocery store today at some point of the day or evening, and going through the same experience in your physical reality. Enjoy the grocery store. Enjoy being health anxiety free. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh my God, what a crappy day. But at least I survived. And every day was about survival. I never enjoyed the moments that were there. I never enjoyed the people. I never enjoyed anything. But I was always looking to survive one situation followed by the next. Is we are going to imagine being health anxiety free before sleep and leading up to sleep. Imagining in great detail what you can see, hear, and feel prior to sleep, being health anxiety free, comfortable in your bed, recognizing what a great day you went through, how you thrived, how you helped other people. And then, tonight, what you're going to be doing prior to sleep physically is you're going to step into this person fully. You're going to step into this person fully and play the role that you imagined. So again, it's imagining being health anxiety free prior to sleep, leading up to sleep. And tonight, it's about you becoming this person. And of course, while we're going through these exercises, my friends, this or that might happen, or you're not doing it the right way or whatever it is, put all of that aside. You're on a journey. You're doing the best you can, and you're following through each and every day. I bet you're starting to go, my gosh, a transition is happening here. A transformation is happening here. But you, what I want you to do is I want you to look forward to all these changes. Look forward to these changes rather than looking to go backwards, because this is the very thing that can hold a person back from fulfilling their own goals. It's about imagining being health anxiety free this morning upon waking up, then stepping into this person fully this morning. What it's going to be like to be health anxiety free this morning upon waking up. Let's make it real. What can you see, hear, and feel? Allow that vivid imagination to take over. Step into it fully. Become this person. And when you open your eyes, follow through. If you have to shower, you are health anxiety free. If you're going to drive to work, you are health anxiety free. This morning, you are health anxiety free. Enjoy this morning. Enjoy the afternoon. Enjoy this evening. Enjoy becoming more than anxiety. Being health anxiety free while working. We tend to work very close to the bathroom in case we have to run out of panic. We look to not converse with anyone because we feel so vulnerable. And with health anxiety, We want to get the day done as quickly as possible so that we can get to sleep, so we don't have to feel these anxiety symptoms and deal with this internal chatter anymore. This is a life of health anxiety, and you are moving away from it. So this morning, you're going to imagine being health anxiety free while working. And then, during your workday, you are going to expose yourself to this ideal. That's right. You are going to be health anxiety free because you are going to step into this person. And it's not about faking it until you make it. It's about practicing it until you become it, which means that we are going to imagine being health anxiety free while taking on the whole day. That's right. See your entire day today through these eyes, then step in and act that way, pleasantly connecting with people, connecting with nature, maybe reading that book, doing all the things you love to do, being creative, working, and then at the end of the day, pleasantly going to sleep, enjoying your sleep, your deep sleep. I want you to imagine what it's going to be like to be health anxiety free and go through an entire day. And then for today, I want you to step into this person. I want you to step into this identity completely and leave your health anxiety identity behind. Question number 1 is, what has imagery exercises taught you? Question number 2 is, what has exposing yourself to this new identity taught you? And finally, how will this week change your life moving forward? Because with health anxiety, we tend to feel, at least our inner child feels, like calming down is a threat of some sort. The moment we slow down, the moment we relax, the moment we take a break from all our to-do lists, the inner child feels like it's wasted time. And it has a lot to do with our self-worth as well. The truth is that we cannot integrate a self-worth into how much we get done throughout the day. Who's the most important person in this world right now? It is you. It is you. So we must learn to balance the doing and the not doing. And when we don't do as much as the world wants us to do and get done, we must say, you know what? I'm deserving of this. This is good for me. And in fact, this is good for the world because I am injecting a very powerful electromagnetic energy that is calming, peaceful, and loving into the world. So in day 1 today, it's about sitting with the body and all it does for 3 minutes, 3 times today. In part 1, you did this for 1 minute 3 times. Today, you're going to do it for 3 minutes 3 times. So in a meditative state, being one with your ideas, one with your bodily sensations, one with your environment, one with you and the inner child. Very much close to strict meditation is what we're talking about today. And every single time you feel like your attention is wandering off somewhere else, bring it right back, because this is the focus. Bring it back to one thing. That could be the breath. That could be how your stomach is expanding and coming back down. That could be the smell in your environment. Just one thing to focus on for those 3 minutes. So again, 3 minutes, 3 minutes, 3 minutes. Morning, afternoon, evening, sitting with in a meditative state, enjoying being one with, and learning so much more about your mind, body, and spirit. This inner child is always looking to bring us back to familiarity. Familiarity in ways that things have been, environments around certain people and such. And today, it's about intentionally slowing down your speed while talking, with the intention of connecting with the other person. Many times when we connect to somebody else while we're suffering from health anxiety, we're looking to escape. we're always looking to escape. But at some point in this journey, you're going to go, oh my God, I'm tired of running. I'm tired of looking to escape. I'm tired of running from everything that I'm afraid of. It's time to look directly at what I'm afraid of and to solve it, and to go beyond it, to defy it. So today is about hearing others and getting clear on the words that are being spoken, rather than unconsciously spewing out anything that will get you through the conversation the quickest. Intentionally slowing down your speed while talking to everybody that you talk to today with the intention of connecting with that other person. Get to know them at a deeper level. Get to know yourself at a deeper level. And also fall in love with who you are becoming, because you are becoming someone you have never become before. Be proud of this journey. Keep going. And when I combine the herbs into hot water and drink it as tea, I found that I get so much more out of it when I have a pleasant relationship with what I am drinking. Same goes with my meals. So you can eat as much broccoli, cucumber, celery as you want. If you're just stuffing your face, it won't make a difference. You won't even absorb the vitamins and minerals within that food. But if you are grateful, if you're coming from a place of gratitude, if you're coming from a place of, oh my goodness, thank you for this moment, and I love this relationship with this food, the colors within the foods and the textures, then you are going to gain all the benefits that are within that food. So today, it's about slowing down while you're eating, drinking, and supplementing, and building relationships with what it is you're putting into your temple, into your body. You know, back in the day when I was suffering from health anxiety, I would get to work an hour and a half early. And after a while, I asked myself, why was I looking to get to work so early, sitting in my car and just waiting there, wasting so much time that I could use to help other people or do something productive for myself? And I realized that it was out of fear. Health anxiety tends to connect to other kinds of fears. Generalized anxiety, panic starts to set in, even depression starts to set in. And I realized that I was afraid of losing a paycheck. I was afraid of getting fired or being on the wrong side of my boss. And so I made sure that I pleased him. I pleased everybody there. I was like this little mouse that would scatter around work, looking to just please everybody else. You know how draining it is to put everybody else before yourself? It is draining. So while I was suffering, I realized all these things, and while I was healing, I said, hey, I don't have to go to work so early, okay? I am of value. I am a person of value, just like you. You are a person of value. And you must present your value each and every day to the world. You must say, hey, if you want to get to know me, you have to bring me your own value. We have to stop putting other people high up on the pedestal and putting ourselves so low. Today, in day 4, it's about intentionally slowing down your speed while walking and driving to work or anywhere else. Slowing down your speed while walking and driving with the intention of moving your focus away from what's going on the inside and placing it on what's taking place on the outside. It's about being present rather than rushing into the future. Because with health anxiety, we're always rushing into the future. Today, while you're walking and driving, take your time. Pull your attention from your symptoms. Pull your attention away from your intelligence and your idea. Place it in your heart and recognize all the things around you that you are grateful for. Converse with other people, touch certain things, feel them out, and connect. Connect with the outside world while you're walking and driving. I still have to do the things that got me here, trust my intuition in terms of what else I need to do for myself and what my body needs. And many times I'm always brought back to color breathing, which is fantastic. Today, you're going to go for 50 color breaths for the entire day. You're going to breathe in 50 times your safe color and move it through your whole body. And you're going to breathe out 50 times your fearful color, and which comes with feelings and emotions, also comes with pictures. So as you can see, you may be imagining what it's like to breathe in that blue or that green or that white safety color, and breathing out the blacks and the reds, the stuff that no longer serves you. So today, get to the number 50 color breaths in with your safety color, and 50 color breaths out with your fearful color. And by the end of the day, you should feel lighter, you should feel accomplished, you should feel like you're gaining a tremendous amount of progress. As you're going through this program, you're going to recognize that yes, you are two parts. You are a conscious part and you are an unconscious part. You are a highly logical and rational part, and you are an irrational part. And we must love both. We must guide one while strengthening the other. Today, it's about giving your inner child 10 self-hugs for the day. The number is 10. These self-hugs, when you close your eyes and hug yourself physically, are directed to your inner child, letting your inner child know that these changes that you're making can be accepted, they can be applied, and they can be believed in. If you want to make this even more powerful, remember a time when you were 6, 7 years of age. Close your eyes, and as you're giving yourself that physical self-hug directed to the inner child, just imagine that you're actually hugging your younger self. This is powerful because this right here is the answer to your healing. When we can get the inner child to a safe place, when we can let them know that they no longer have to fear this reality, they will start feeling safe. Safe in all environments, because it's not about saying, oh, that's a good experience and this is a bad experience. This may go well, that may not go well. No, it's not about that. It's about, I am way past health anxiety. I am a healed person. And at this point, it doesn't matter what situation I'm in, I'm comfortable here. It doesn't matter what challenge I'm faced with, I'm comfortable with this challenge. So we are moving beyond health anxiety today. 10 physical hugs to yourself. Take your time with these. It can last for up to a minute or up to 10 minutes. It doesn't matter. Just feel it out. When you feel safe, when you've connected with your inner child, let go, move on, and plan out the next self-hug. Today, I am introducing you to something powerful, something new, and something physiological, something that we do with our bodies. These are called power poses, okay? You know, when you see somebody win a race, what do they normally do? They put their hands up, they look to the sky, and they've got this massive smile on their face. When you look at Superwoman in her logo, what does she look like? Well, she's looking to the side, she's got her shoulders pushed back, and her hands are on her hips. I want you to use these 2 power poses today. And in fact, you're going to bust out a power pose 3 times today, morning, afternoon, and evening, for 2 minutes each, for a total of 6 minutes. So 2 minutes, you're going to hold a power pose. Maybe it's the one with your hands up, like you just won a race. Or it could be the Superwoman pose, where you're looking to the side, shoulder back, and feeling so empowered. You get to choose. And all you're going to do is do it once in the morning, once in the afternoon, and once in the evening for 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes. These power poses have a direct effect on how we think about things and where we turn our attention to next. Many times, when we are in a strong physiological state, we can be in a room where everything's falling apart, but we are the only people in there that can see beyond the catastrophe. We can see possibility and optimism simply by controlling our physiological state. Power poses can be used anytime, at any moment, to make sure that you move from a place of pessimism to optimism, to be super empowered, super strong physiologically and psychologically. So implement power poses today, and because this is the final day of the week, in your journal, please write down how your new associations towards calming exercises and slowing down are changing for the better, from possibly being unproductive to self-respect and self-love. How are your associations changing? Back in the day, maybe it was be busy all the time, distract from your fears, run from your fears. And now you're slowing down, and now things are changing. So, what kind of association are you connecting to that slowing down? What is it doing for you? How is it making your life better? How is it making the world better? Journaling in very powerful ways that will move us beyond health anxiety. And journaling provided me with an outlet, a place where I could get clear on my thoughts and newfound clarity towards my health anxiety. And it literally became a best friend to me. It was a valuable tool in my health anxiety healing, a tool that I could turn to when I wanted answers to something, or when I needed to get clear on a new epiphany that I had just ran into. So today, here's what our task is. At the beginning of this day, write down your intention intuitively in how you intend to meet with this intention. An intention is a goal, a desire that you'd like to fulfill today. Your intention could be directed towards reversing a thought pattern, communicating more deeply with others, building your self-worth, anything. What do you want to accomplish today? At the end of this day, I want you to look back and go, I did it. I fulfilled my intention. So write down your intention and the biggest reason for why you picked this intention in your journal. And then, after that, do everything in your power today to follow through and to meet with this intention through your thinking, your behaviors, your communication, everything. You are coming into your own now, so let's see it. I want you to start focusing on your wins. Many times with health anxiety, we're looking for that miracle, that dramatic win, the thing that will turn everything around. And many times we fall victim to this idea of needing quick fixes. I want to make sure that you don't go down this path, but rather, as you're moving forward in the coming weeks, I want you to start progressively recognizing your smallest wins, the smallest wins. A win could be simply becoming more aware of things in your surroundings, rather than focusing so much on your anxiety symptoms and interpreting them as being dangerous. That is a win. A win is simply smiling at a stranger that's walking by you. That is a win. Anything that gets you to step out of your comfort zone, that proves to you that, hey, I don't have to live as a health anxiety sufferer anymore, is a win. So each and every day, start becoming more aware of these wins and give yourself credit for them. And for the task for the day, at the end of this day, not right now, but at the end of this day, I want you to write down 3 things. I want you to write down all of your cognitive wins from the day, so your thought reversals. I want you to write down how your inner dialogue is changing, And I want you to write down how your thinking has altered in terms of slowing down your worries and reversing your perceptions. So focus on these in your journal at the end of the day and continue winning. Together, we are winning and becoming more than anxiety. Before I get into our task for today, I want you to understand the power of momentum. When you start your day strong, you have momentum. As you're going through your morning, you have momentum. As you create more awareness, you reverse your thinking processes, you have momentum. As you look fear in the eyes and say, that's not true, but this is true instead, you have momentum. When you behave differently and true to yourself, you have momentum. Momentum is key because momentum halts anxious thinking. Momentum halts bodily anxiety symptoms. We must get to a place where we are gaining tremendous amounts of momentum in the direction that we truly want to go. Because for too long in your life, you have dedicated yourself to negative momentum. And when you have negative momentum, it can be very hard to turn that into a positive. So, please be aware of the power of momentum. It's like running up a hill. The farther you run up that hill, the longer it will take to get to the bottom of that hill should you go back. That's why it's very, very important to pay attention to how much momentum you have as you're going through the day. And today, our task is, at the beginning of this day, right here, right now, write down 3 things that you are most proud of from the beginning of this journey until now. What are you most proud of when it comes to you from the beginning of the journey until now? That's all you have to do today, is become aware of these 3 things and move through this day, gaining more and more momentum as the day progresses. You know what's interesting? Life has this funny way of placing obstacles in our path, obstacles that we must learn from prior to moving forward. Health anxiety is just that obstacle that I'm talking about. You have this feeling that you're living an afterlife or a second life. You've got this second chance to get it right. And you have to go through hell in order to meet with this place of inner peace. And so, if you in your life right now are going through challenging times and things aren't as smooth as you'd like them to be, please stay on the path, trust in this path, and you will be met with total healing very, very soon. Just have faith. But at the end of the day, today, write down your biggest win from this day, your proudest personal moment, and how it was that you created this win. How did you create the win? Was it a mentally specific win? Was it a verbal win? Did you communicate with someone at a deeper level? Was it an energetic win? Did you begin to see things more so at an energetic level rather than physical level? Did you realize how simple your life can be, and did you make it too complicated before? What was the biggest win from this day? Write it down and write down how you believe you achieved this win. Without fun, warrior, without fun, without enjoyment, we can't heal. If we take this journey too seriously, we will prevent ourselves from tapping into valuable resources within us that allow us to become who we want. We must make sure that we are paying attention to that part of us that wants to enjoy this journey, that wants to enjoy this transformation, because we can't be too serious. Seriousness cuts us off from our valuable inner resources. So I want you to look within right now and go, you know what? Am I taking this journey too seriously and therefore cutting myself off from further healing? Or am I enjoying it? Am I finding the fun in it? Am I enjoying becoming someone different? And today, at the beginning of this day, right here, right now, I want you to write down the 3 creative acts that you've put aside because of health anxiety and why it's important for you to get back to these creative acts. You know, I used to put so many things up on the shelf. I'll do it when I feel better. I'll do it when I'm 100%. I'll do it when the time is right. No. Many times we never get to our creativity because we're always waiting for the right time. Engaging in your creativeness. Your creativeness can be anything. Anything from writing that book, standing on that stage and talking to people, or painting, or singing, or dancing, or anything creative. I want you to design your life and not let others design it for you. So again, at the beginning of this day, write down the 3 creative acts that you've put aside because of health anxiety and why it's important for you to get back to those. At the end of this day, not right now, but at the end of this day, I want you to write a letter to your inner child. Let your inner child know how the past hurts wasn't their fault, how courageous and brave they actually are, and how the future will only be more wonderful because of the lessons learned from the past. Write anything else that comes to your mind during this letter. And writing this letter to your inner child will be very similar to writing this letter to your anxiety, because your inner child is your anxiety, that highly emotional and protective side of you. And as you write this letter, I want you to be undistracted. I want you to take your time, and I want you not to limit yourself in terms of time or 1 piece of paper or only 2. I just want you to write to your inner child. And at the end of that letter, I want you to make sure that you make peace and you send love and you send appreciation to your inner child. This is powerful because from now on, when your anxiety arises, you know where that's coming from, your subconscious inner child's perspectives. And with this letter, we are creating a bond. We are creating a relationship. Therefore, we can be more compassionate towards any anxiousness that arises in the future. One of the biggest attributes that began arising within me was curiosity. When I was healing, I became more curious over things, which took the place of catastrophically seeing things. When you have health anxiety, everything is dangerous. Everything is threatening. But while you're healing, you become curious over things rather than feel threatened by them. This curiosity moves you even towards negative thinking. You start to go, where does this negative idea come from? Or, what is my body trying to tell me? Or, why did this external situation, this circumstance happen? What did I do energetically to bring it on, or what did others do to bring it on? You start to become so curious around life. You're no longer rushing from one task to the next, and you're taking your time, observing, and making conclusions based on your own thinking. This is beautiful, and it leads us to our task today. At the beginning of this day, I want you to write down the most enjoyable part of this healing journey. That one thing that you truly enjoy about healing health anxiety the most and why you enjoy it so much. Write down as much as you can, make it powerful, make it emotional, and make it coming from you. And because this is the final day, in your journal, at the end of today, write a letter to someone from your past that you still feel hurt by. And finish the letter with forgiveness and releasing any leftover blame towards that person. As you can see, this journal is a valuable tool, and moving forward through this program and beyond, I want you to continue to use this valuable tool. Make it your best friend. This week is about calming the nervous system, part 3. And some of you are going, oh, I love this week. And of course, it's going to be a little bit different. But of course, we are starting to understand the benefits of non-doing, the benefits of non-analyzing, and the benefits to not overthinking. Before I get into our task today, I want you to understand the difference between meditation and reframing. Because if you go on my YouTube channel and look up the reframing playlist, you will be met with a few very powerful, specifically reframing structures for past hurts and future challenges. As well, on my YouTube channel, there's also the meditation playlist. So these are different, and they do two completely different things. Meditation reveals to us inner wisdom, whereas reframing allows us to resolve past and potentially future hurts. Now today, as we've done in recent calming the nervous system parts, we are going to sit with the body and all it does in meditation for 5 minutes 3 times today, morning, afternoon, and evening. So I need you to structure this day very, very well. When do you have 5 minutes this morning, 5 minutes in the afternoon, and 5 minutes in the evening to give back to yourself and simply to sit? Sit with your breath. And there is no analyzing of the breath. There is only watching it from the outside in. Every time your mind wants to wander, every time it wants to focus on what the next task, every time it wants to focus on what the next task may be, you bring it right back to that beautiful and deep breath. Set your alarm for 5 minutes and follow through. Enjoy gaining the inner wisdom that you deserve, because this wisdom will move you towards the next step. It's incredible how our intuition does that. Welcome to week 10, day 2 of the Health Anxiety program. Are you finding that your relationship with your body and therefore your anxiety symptoms are changing at this point? You know, this is what I found in my own healing journey. I started to work with my body rather than run from it or catastrophize it or say, oh, that's ugly, or that feels bad, or that's going to lead to this or that. You know, it's incredible what tends to happen when the mind gets out of the way. When the mind and all its analyzing and judging and looking for answers gets out of the way, the body tends to heal itself. And we've seen this over and over and over again with spontaneous movement. And we've seen this over and over and over again with spontaneous remissions and people that heal themselves. Now today, our task is to speak to our anxiety symptoms when and if they arise compassionately. That's it. You can do it through your inner dialogue, or you can do it out loud, but your job is to be compassionate towards your anxiety symptoms. So let's say an anxiety symptom shows up, you're going to go, oh, there you are again. Thank you so much for this warning. Thank you for looking out for me. But right now, we don't need this much protection. It's time to move on. You can see how I'm compassionately connecting with the anxiety symptom and therefore the inner child. Do this all day long. Focus on your inner dialogue and be compassionate towards your anxiety symptoms if they arise. Our task is to speak to our anger and our angry parts compassionately all day long. And we can say, you know what? Hey, this anger is kind of like walking a dog, but never really feeding the dog, never giving the dog what it truly wants. I'm not allowing my instincts and my anger to team up and allow me to move in a direction that I don't want to go. Let this part of you know that what it's angry about isn't really what it's all about. I want you to understand why this sadness arises and what we can do for it today. The truth is that sadness, my friend, is a gray area that needs filling. It's a sign of transitioning into a new you. But many times we don't see it this way. We say we're sad and we look for reasons for why we're sad, and more reasons lead to more depression. So what we need to understand is that there is a law of transmutation that says you will take different forms on your way towards your end goal. I want you to dialogue with your sad parts, and I want you to guide those sad parts towards optimism. Optimism is our strength. Hey, sad part of me, it's okay that you're here. I don't have to fight you. I don't have to get rid of you. I will see you as a gray area, and I am filling this gray area with a new identity, one that's different from health anxiety. Warrior, understand this, okay? Guilt can really weigh us down. Guilt can really weigh us down. Today, what I want to do is I want to help you to eliminate the guilt around the most common past health anxiety habits and recognize that you were doing the best you could at the time. I want you today to fully forgive yourself for Googling your symptoms, for running to the doctors for checkups, and asking the world for reassurance around your anxiety symptoms. Many times we can feel so flustered and say, how could I have done such things? Hey, with the information that I had and the guidance that I had, I didn't know any better. So I forgive myself for Googling my symptoms, running to doctors for checkups, and asking the world for reassurance around my anxiety symptoms. Oh my goodness, this evening you have something to look forward to. You've done some great work up to now. You've really put in the effort. You are here, almost done week 10, transforming yourself. And this evening, you are going to run yourself a warm bath. That warm bath can have essential oils in it, they can have candles on the side, and they can have light music. It's only going to be you, your deep breathing, and the progress that you've been making tonight, this evening, in this warm bath. I want you to let go completely, let go of all the tasks, and just sit there, lay there with total appreciation for this program, your own commitment, and this healing journey. Just let go. Enjoy your warm bath. That's what it's all about, giving back to you this week. Parts Week is about seeing our negative sides as parts, which will turn us away from identifying with them and towards understanding that these are just parts of us. Think about it for a second. If you look at an entire puzzle, right, you can identify with the puzzle. You can say this puzzle means X. But when there are puzzle pieces missing, it's very difficult to figure out what that picture means. So this week, it's about recognizing that your thoughts, your actions, your perceptions and such that are creating health anxiety are not you, but rather these are fear-based parts that are showing up within you at certain times. You have done an unconscious job. In the process, you have found that these ideas have become habits. And these habits have turned into I ams. I am a health anxiety sufferer. I will always X. It's not about identifying with health anxiety. This week, it's about recognizing that these are just fearful parts to you. And when we see them as parts, they're not as strong. You have angry parts and I have angry parts. Some of us entertain that angry part more than others. So when your anger shows up, you're going to go, oh, there's a part of me, just a part of me. Create a tremendous amount of awareness when your anger arises. Remember, it's just a part of you. That's all it is and nothing more. The impatience is an inner child defense mechanism which commonly leads to a feeling of being displeased with something which aligns with our old identities. So today, you are going to recognize when your impatient parts show up, and you are going to guide these impatient parts towards patience. That's all you have to do. And what's interesting is, as we're going through this program and beyond this program, and what's happening on this journey now is that your intuition is growing. Today, we compassionately guide our doubtful parts towards a new perspective and optimism around uncertainty and new opportunities. Because, of course, everybody has doubts. But the ones that truly are comfortable within their fearless identity recognize early on that this is just a part of me and overturn them. Create a perception that says, no, that's not true. This is true instead. There's that afraid part of me. Just as any other part may have shown up in this moment, my afraid part showed up instead. Welcome. Hey, well, guess what? You're an afraid part. I'm not going to follow your perception or your belief, and instead, I'm going to see this situation in this manner instead, and then make sure you act on it. The action is very, very important to strengthen this new perception. Day 1 today is about grounding, a reconnection with nature. Even 15 minutes of grounding has the potential to shift our entire emotional states and our ways of thinking about things. So today, for a 15-minute period, all you have to do is find a patch of grass or some sand, and all you have to do is connect with nature. Remember, as you're grounding, you don't have to fight with your thoughts. Thoughts can come and thoughts can go. But your job is to get into this present moment where you're connecting with the earth and you're absorbing all the vitamins and all the minerals that are coming up from the earth into your physical body. I want you to tap into healing today as you're grounding and allow it to just overtake you. For so long, not only was I hard on myself, but others were hard on me. Do it this way, do it that way, everything should be this way. And many times, they didn't even need to verbalize it. Simply in the presence of somebody else who was displeased with me or in a way where I didn't do it the way it should have been done, I found myself going through life with a tremendous amount of pressure and tension. Go to the bathroom, self-hug, 30 seconds. And as you do, I want you to reconnect with that inner child. And I want you to go ahead and let yourself know that it's okay to love yourself once again. It's okay to be proud of yourself. Awareness around things being connected to energy and not solely matter or not solely physical. You are going to go through this day recognizing the energetic sides of everything. People, places, things. They all have an energetic component to them. So today, open up to this energetic component to all of these. Stop seeing things as physical or just matter and recognize what has a high vibration to it, what has a low vibration to it, and begin connecting with everything that gives you a high vibration kind of sense. Was me consciously giving myself a new nickname. a new identity. And I put it up on the wall, and every day I woke up, I saw that identity, okay? It was social butterfly, because I was so antisocial because of my health anxiety. But at times, I just wasn't putting myself into that identity fully. So I began studying butterflies and how they fly around and they don't judge animal from animal or person to person and how beautiful they are. So today, act out the new you, the new identity. Give yourself a new nickname and follow through in all you do. Every moment of today, you are stepping into the new you. So go for it. Speak your truth, think your truth, act your truth, and go ahead and adopt this new identity. Don't just rent it for a short period of time, but step into it and become it. Today, trust that you can live in the present entirely rather than look to run to the future out of preparation and protection. Because isn't that what it really is anyway? I have to protect myself, so because I have to protect myself, I have to allow these catastrophic ideas to linger. I have to give them respect, because if I can take care of the worst and be prepared for the worst, then I can also take care of the easiest thing that may arise in my life. Welcome to your old health anxiety thinking patterns. Health anxiety is living in the future. Healing is living in the present. So let's get back in touch with the depth in your breath today, your 5 senses, and make this the practice all day long. The moment you start thinking about the future, bring yourself right back to the present, take a good look around you, and be appreciative of everything that you have. What can you see in the present? What can you hear? What can you feel? What can you taste? What can you smell? And take those deep breaths that remind you of how lucky you are to be alive, doing this program and moving forward in your life. Today, you are open to opportunities and closed to limited thinking. We will make peace with peace. That's right. I bet you never thought that you had to make peace with peace. Today, we will find peace, and we will accept it as part of our life's journey. No longer fighting with peace or neglecting it, making fun of it, telling ourselves how lazy we are when we feel peaceful. No. Today, we prioritize ourselves and we build a loving relationship with peace. That may mean you sitting on the grass and simply observing your surroundings. That way you are making peace with peace. That may mean creating a dialogue with peace and saying, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I mistreated you before. I'm sorry I was so busy all the time. I'm sorry I didn't give you any of my attention, any of my time. Today, we make peace with peace. And if you get emotional during this day, that's fine. That's completely fine. Find peace in all you do today. Build this loving relationship up